We'll repeat this when the stream starts, so it'll always be on the recording, but we're not going to watch Phil's match. Phil is going to play Vlad. We are going to watch Tyler Bertrand playing Derek Bertrand. One of the two Bertrands will go to the finals. It is brother versus brother.
The Bertrand Bowl, just like the Harbaughs in football.
War of the Brothers. The Brothers' War.
Well, I think it's fair to say that they know each other and their playstyle very well, so this should be a good match.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle it, too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've seen 3 or 4 different versions of the quote-unquote Cadillac. This one here, obviously having Invisible Woman and using Marvel Universe, so he's getting that 3 venture off the bat, so that's interesting.
All right, Ronald, if you're ready, I think we should tell us when the recording's going.
Already launched.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Valhalla Overpower Tournament here in Virginia. We've had some crazy, exciting games. We are in the quarterfinals, and we are going to watch a match here of Tyler Bertrand versus Derek Bertrand. It is brother versus brother. These two are both exceptional players. And we're going to see now how two brothers who always practice together, who know each other's decks, fare when the final match of the tournament is on the line.
Is it not semifinals?
Isn't it quarterfinals when it's to the last 4?
No, that's semi.
Doesn't make any sense. Isn't quarterfinals, there's 4 spots. Each one is a quarter. Am I wrong? I always thought the quarterfinals were the ones right before the finals.
Oh, no. Semifinals and finals is how it's said, but
okay.
Semifinals, it's almost the final.
Well, as you guys see, I'm 43 years old. You are never too old to learn.
Well, yeah, this should be a very interesting match, like you said, Joe. The two players that probably have thousands of games against one another will be able to know.
No 2 players will have played each other as much as these two. So
yeah,
absolutely. Now, one thing too, I would love to say, like, paying attention to Derek. So Derek is someone who builds his own decks, builds some incredibly innovative decks himself, and is just one of the most consistent players, at least the last 2 years. Derek has been in the top 4 in almost every single tournament for the last 2 years. He keeps getting there, and I think he's hoping to spike one of these victories.
He definitely has the skill to do so, and if it's not for bad luck, I think he can pull it out. I think his deck matches well versus this lockout. To be a lockout theme for Ty anyways.
So Derek draws 2 events. One of them is no any heroes. That doesn't affect Tyler. So he chooses to go with no fighting power cards can be played. I'm not sure how much that will actually affect Ty. It doesn't look like he has one in his hand. Derek places the 7, places a 4. Dracula gets his... So Ty gets an early lockout for Dracula out. That's going to be a very tough thing for Derek to overcome. And he gets the heal. So Derek's going to have to put some on-the-spot calculations down of what he actually wants to do here. I feel like it's going to be really tough to go for Dracula when you know you have a full battle where you can't beat him, and then if you don't have a negate, he's going to be able to just heal everything off him, and he's got it to the last man. So Ty really has a great draw first hand. Derek's got a couple of low power cards that are going to fuse together. So I think Ty's definitely starting this game out with a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, the only thing I see is Spider-Girl doesn't have a whole lot of defense herself, so he might be able to pressure there early and maybe force Ty to do some things he doesn't want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got the lockout placed to a Spider-Girl's teammate. If you target Dracula, he can heal. He's in a bad way. I think you have to go for Spider-Girl and just circumvent that teammate lockout. If you're going to heal her, you actually lose it.
Now, Derek is the higher seed, so Derek at least is going to get to go first. I don't know what's in his hand, but if he can't defend the Dracula to the last man, he can't use the defensive card, but right, he's doing exactly what you guys called. So he's going to throw that 4, and we may see him just throw, a 7 right after it, or even a 4 multi, and just try to put that pressure on her right away. He goes for the finite power.
Now, question: if that was the land, could Spider-Girl still play the lockout, or does he have to discard 2 cards in order to play it?
He would still be able to defend with it. In the finite power is specifically back, I believe.
Gotcha. So Things is just a smidge better.
I think Things is the same, but Human Torches is the one that's a little bit better.
Oh, okay. I had forgot.
No, you're right. So the Oracle text on Thing is target character may not attack or use special cards.
Oh, okay, great. I hadn't. I forgot Thing had that card until I seen AJ play it in Columbus. I forgot Thing had it.
Yeah, that those 2 additions to that, I think, is why that deck has become a lot more viable, because Human Torch and Thing both have the version that shut off special cards. So it gets negated. He's keeping the pressure up. He's throwing a 4, which is above a 3, making Tyler have to use a full card out of his hand, probably a battle site card, to be able to keep defending her.
Oh, he doesn't have anything.
He takes it and he lets her get painted up. He's throwing a 5 strength, which I believe turns off the inherent ability if it hits. That card, yes, if that hits, the target loses its inherent ability and is considered to have no inherent ability for the remainder of the battle. So that would actually, as a 5, that would technically count as a 7 because it would take away Invisible Woman's 2 to venture.
That's smart play. Also,
Very smart play.
That card's also great for in the situation where you're trying to take out like Scarlet Witch and you nullivate the her inherent ability for the 5 venture against you. So it's a great card.
Absolutely. It also can be a really sneaky card if you're playing someone like the X Babies and they let the power cards hit, and you can sneak it through after, and then they just die from the existing power cards.
I was playing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying it's very interesting that he chose to split the attack from Invisible Woman, then go to Scarlet Witch.
I think he really just wanted to land that 5 to get rid of the venture bonus. So the last card in his hand is a Spider-Girl, a 9 or less avoid. He avoids Derek's aggressive attack, and then Ty does actually have to run there to keep his character alive. Ty gets 2 events. He looks like he's selecting no cards with an energy icon can be used to attack. Very good choice. Derek's clearly running an energy deck.
Did Ty draw that off the draw, or was that both in his hand?
I think one of them was a duplicate, so I believe the no energy is in effect. We'll see when they start to play.
Okay.
The other one was discard all placed universe cards. Derek didn't have any, so he either chose the energy one or it had no effect. So Derek puts a multi-power card down. The second multi-power card goes down. Derek bets 1, so I believe that's an effect, and Derek doesn't have the offense he wants.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Just goes 2.
Just goes 2. Interesting.
Now, interesting. Derek chooses to place the 8 multi instead of placing the negate. He would have had to discard the 8 multi if he knew he was going to use the placing slot for something else. You have to proactively make that decision. He opts to get the 8. I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, remember he does have negates off Donald Pierce and 2 from Dracula and his sight, so he thought he'll get another negate. He's not going to get another 8 multi.
He will, but remember, Derek's Ty's big win condition a lot of this game has been the lockout, and you want to keep that negate place. You can negate their offensive negate if you line your lockout up. Right, it looks like Derek, Ty bets one from the top. Derek's doing some counting. Derek has a significant placing advantage on his brother right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he has to go 2 or 3 here. He needs to for sure.
It looked like he went 2. Did you see? I didn't see Ty draw.
Yeah, I just went 2.
All right, Ty starts off. He puts out Dracula's Battlefield Commander. That allows you to negate a non-numerical special that's played. Now, it's very likely with the cards, the few cards Derek has and the deck he's playing, that he doesn't have a non-numerical special that affects. So he doesn't choose to defensively negate it with the Scarlet Witch. He follows back up with an ally card, and then he will follow that up with a special, most likely the Spawn's Place special. Oh, he has a 4 in his hand for Invisible Woman. Derek is just painting him up those colors. Every character will have a fighting hit and a multi if this hits.
Wow. Yeah.
It will make every single energy card in Derek's deck a kill shot for his entire front line.
Yeah, then he has 2 strength KO shots too with the ally and the 7 placed on spawn, so that's also possibly 2 KOs as well.
And this is also an interesting thing he's doing. He's really painting these guys up with the low hits. I think trying to bait him into using that.
Yeah, it's a great strategy against a lockout. You gotta poke. You gotta make them backpedal and use it before they're ready.
Ty goes with just a vanilla 7. It looks like the 9 or less avoid's going to avoid it.
I think Ty's.
See where Derek chooses to go. All right, maybe Derek wants to set him up for a cumulative. He follows with a 6. He throws another 6. Ty can definitely defend this with this 6 power card.
So he said the 6 comes from Scarlet Witch, so the 2 will be a kill shot against multiple people.
Yep.
Ty opts to keep the power card. He's just piling it on.
That's interesting.
That's not for the kill. That brings him to 19.
Yeah,
so I think right now Derek's mindset is those are good cards for Venture. He's getting a 6 out and a 5 out. Ty's not going to really want to spend a card to block because it's not for the kill. Derek wants to get that Venture back. He wants to get back in the game. He wants to drop Ty's to the middle. He wants to have a commanding Venture lead. And Ty's using his place cards, so he's maintaining his placing advantage.
Yeah, it's a good point. Getting Ty to have to retreat puts him out of position to be able to bet for the win when his lockout finally do come.
And remember what we said. These guys know each other's decks. All right, so he's playing a 4 multi, may make an additional attack. Eric is going to his battle site. He has just played a card from Hydra that says avoid 1 attack. Choose an icon on that card that isn't a +2 attack, like a teamwork plus follow-up value. So, and then their stat in the type you pick becomes an 8. So we are now seeing an Invisible Woman who has avoided an attack, chosen the energy icon on the post 4, and is now an 8 energy for the rest of the game. So Invisible Woman can now place and play the 7 and the 8 energy power cards, leaving Scarlet Witch to be the only non-8 in the deck.
It's a great card.
Yep, that's well, Derek did it. I mean, he is just assaulted his brother that match. I think
relentless, absolutely. That's the problem with the lockout deck is some of the cards are slow. So he throws the preemptive negate. He gets peppered. He throws something, gets it. Oh, that hurts.
So Ty had dupes on both of his 8 intellects, putting him at 6 cards. He was already down. It did not look like Derek had any discards.
Place that nice 8 to Invisible Woman because she can.
Now Derek's played this deck enough. Derek can go 4 for the win here. I think Derek's move is going to be to wait for Dracula to try to play that paralyzing gaze, and he's going to negate that to keep him from being able to lock out.
Yeah. Tyler really can't get Spider Girl out of danger either. He's gonna have to use a battle sight negate. He can't heal her up. He has too many cards on
So,
her.
all right, so Ty loads up on his placing advantage, gets a little bit ahead of Derek. Derek just goes 2. Derek's putting himself in a position where he can go, I think, just 1 for the win. Then Ty draws the
Whoa.
card, remove a hit from everyone with an inherent. Now that also really helped Derek. That completely healed Derek's team.
Very interesting.
So Derek has a completely fresh team. Derek has 7 cards placed. Tyler has still got some pretty beat up characters when he has 9 cards placed, but he also had a lot of duplicates again. It looked like he duplicated something just now. So
Yes, the 7. Yeah, 2 8s and a 7 that hand. Wow. Oh wait, the 8s was last battle, right?
8s was the previous hand. All right, looks like they did a little placing, and it looked like Derek just bet 1 for the win. Obviously, Ty is just going to respond with the 2 here. And Ty's just not in a position where he can really pressure his brother. So Derek is, Derek's just taking his brother to the woodshed right now.
Yeah. This is little brother beating up on big brother for sure.
Yeah, this is battle for favorite son.
This is payback for every noogie, for every wedgie.
Yeah, he's enjoying it too. You can see.
I can see his smile reflected in the
Yep.
cards.
You sure can. Yep.
Now, did he
I
go
think
3?
Tyler went 3.
All right, so he may have the ability to do his lockout here. And I agree with what Derek's doing. I think you pressure Spider Girl, maybe you get lucky and knock her out with the big 8 hit, and then you save the negate to negate the paralyzing gaze.
So yeah, I called it. He's gonna use the sight lockout.
But I don't even think, if you're Derek, you're loving this, This is going to put Ty with 3 in the top. If Ty's going to blow all 3 of his entire win condition lockout strategy that he has, to get the 3 venture, and then
avoid a fighting.
Interesting. He's going to master mold the 8. So he's not using his lockout, but Derek is also just making him use all the premier defense from that battle site.
There's nothing left, right? Like except the negate.
The negate, yeah, and the post lockout, yeah.
So Tyler plays to the last man. Derek opts not to negate it, fires back with discard a placed card, and he chooses to discard the 7. So again, Derek's playing a really awesome game here of just generating venture. He's not getting kill thirsty and going for the kill. He doesn't care that the teammate thing took out 3 of his defensive cards. He's just saying, I'm going to stop your ability to throw a lot of numerical stuff, and I'm going to fire back and get venture.
It is interesting though, because he has 3 defensive cards, so if Tyler can generate the venture, he's wide open.
I think what Derek's thinking is he's just being methodical.
Well, the double shot would take out Scarlet Witch, but he doesn't want to do that.
So what is he doing now? He just chose to offensively try to negate something.
Which doesn't make sense because Dracula does have that negate. So
yeah,
which is exactly what it does. So maybe that was just a misplay. If he wanted to negate it, he should have negated it defensively.
Yeah, he has all the defense in the world to stop what Tyler's going to do, and then he just wins with his inherents. So here it is.
Right.
Yep, there. But -5. Yeah, there you go.
Now the clever thing here, we talked about this earlier. So Derek made that as Tyler threw that as an 8. Derek can't use his main team defense, and Spider Girl's inherent makes it so since it had a power card in it, Derek could not use an activator to block it. So Tyler knew that double shot from the hand was an unblockable attack with 2 colors. So really clever reason to use a double shot.
Yeah, that was great play. Especially coming from Spider Girl with her inherent ability. That was
I think Derek's, typically double shots, a lot of people consider them a useless card that you don't put in. Some players have used them to really good effect, like Shawn Ballantyne. He includes them in a lot of his decks. But I think you're seeing right here in a semi-final match, not a quarterfinal, that
Hey,
the that the exact strategy to include one in the deck is going to take out the Premier Negator.
he's got a Donald. He's got a Doc Samson. He's gonna throw the 7.
I think you'll just see the 9 or less avoid. And I think what you might see here is, at some point, Tyler really wants to use the gateway to just heal a character and get all those hits off and activate his Asclepion. But it also, the unfortunate part of gateway is it makes the character discard all their placed cards. So he can only use it on a teammate, Dracula or Spider Girl, and he wants to keep trying to set up that perfect hand so he can lock out all his characters. And that's going to be really painful. If he manages to set it up, it's going to be really tough for Derek because Derek lost his Negator, and the Helicarrier is one of the best battle sites in the game, but it does not have a negate. So Tyler knows that there is no card in Derek's deck anymore that can get rid of a lockout, or to the last man for that matter.
Yeah, it was a very strange decision. I don't know what he was thinking by not defensively negating that to the last man.
I think that was a big mistake. If Derek manages to pull that out, great. But if Derek loses, I think not playing that negate defensively is going to be the play that lost it for him. He tries to get the 6 energy Dust of Death through, which would have made him have to discard cards, and he uses the Beyonder to do a mini lockout. East Acrobatics says that he can no longer attack Spider Girl unless he uses a Universe card. So he would have to have a Universe card as one of his 2 cards in his hand, or he has to attack one of the other characters. And maybe that's what he does. Maybe you just throw the 8 or you throw a big attack and you force him to use the teammate avoid, or the teammate lockout.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to use the 8 because he doesn't have any more, I don't think, unless he's playing 4 of them. He has Venture now, so I don't think he's going to want to throw the 8 unless he absolutely has to this battle.
Oh, actually, you know what? I was talking about the Scarlet Witch negate, but he
Oh, I'm
can't throw
sorry.
it. That's actually trapped now, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Right, he takes the 8 from Spider Girl. That frees up the placing slot on Asclepion. Derek ends up with 1 mission in the defeated missions pile. Tyler's going to put 3 in the top. But if on a good hand, Derek can still take this win.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel like that misplay could have cost him the game, because if you look at the venture that Tyler has right now, all of it could have been blocked by the team defense he had showing.
Yep.
And
he wouldn't have lost the 8.
And I do think now Tyler's put himself in this position. If Tyler has Pretty Boy in his hand right now, there's almost no way Derek can win the game. He will lock out Pretty Boy on Donald Pierce defensively. He will offensively lock out Spider Girl or just let her die with a low hit with the paralyzing gaze, and then he'll lock out Dracula with the teammate lockout on Spider Girl. So
now,
there he goes.
If Derek has a Hydra activator, he can use his Hydra 1 per deck to go get a negate. So
he plays it to the last man. Now this is a tough question. He might have that Hydra in hand. We can't see it, but he hasn't really played any Hydra cards. But if he negates it and then his brother has the full lockout, right, he lets it hit, he's going to throw the 2.
Post. Gotcha.
All right. Now we're going to see the paralyzing gaze, I bet, go right to Donald Pierce.
Now, can you play the Hydra card? Could he play it in defense to, or
Yes, it can be
Okay.
played the 1 per deck on Hydra. So what we're talking about, guys, is a card called Hydra is everywhere. It's the 1 per deck. It's almost always the new 1 per deck on the Helicarrier. Derek can play it offensively or defensively to look through the opponent's dead pile, take any card, and then that acts as a copy. So he could actually play a copy of To the Last Man. He could go get one of Donald Pierce's negates, or he could even play a lockout if there was one in there. Now,
Very strong card.
I had a really great game against Derek. I think it was last year's Boston. And since Derek was playing a battle site, and technically the activators go to the dead pile, I was able to use the Hydra 1 per deck to go get one of Derek's activators to activate a defense on my own battle site.
Clutch.
I didn't win that game.
That was still
Yeah,
a smart play though.
unfortunately, I think Derek's Helicarrier is out of defense, and he's just succumbed to the last man.
Yeah.
It's a bittersweet
To the
moment.
last man. It's locked out all of Derek's defense for 2 turns in a row, and
Yep. Yeah, this is a very bittersweet moment for me, knowing that Dracula's going to win this match, but I really was
whoa,
rooting for Derek.
wait.
Oh, Spawn can now attack the reserve.
Tyler cannot defend that 4, and that means any
Oh.
attack in Derek's hand he can now throw at Spider-Woman.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
if Derek pulls this off, this is going to be the victory for all time. And
Oh, my
so many
goodness.
people do not play that 4. The only tournament that I've won, the Ohio that I won, I played that card, and it won me games. I think that's a great card.
Yeah, I did play it whenever I played the Cadillac. I played one of them, but yeah, it's not one you see very often. Nick had it in his deck when I played him, but you don't see it very often. You're right.
And I believe Phil's playing it today. I'm pretty sure we saw Phil's version of the Cadillac
Yes,
running one today.
absolutely. It's really good against Spider Girl and Silver Sable, 2 people that are almost certainly in the reserve.
So I can't see anything in Derek's hand, but Ty is down to 1 card. Ty has an 8 placed. Ty might actually try to offensively pin with that paralyzing gaze. He might try to throw that against Spawn. If he can actually pin Spawn down, he would relock things out. So he reaches for his battle site. He's got a beast card. He negates the 4.
Mhm.
Brilliant. So now Spawn cannot attack. He offensively uses the Spider-Woman card to lock his team out. Let's see if he's got the Hydra 1 per deck. What do you got here in your hand, Derek?
Come on, Derek. We're all rooting for you, buddy.
I would like to see Derek win one of the tournaments. I love both players, but I always like to see somebody new spike one of them. And I don't think Derek's quite pulled out the win in one of our new events.
He's hitting the
Doc
battle
Samson,
site.
he threw a 4. All right. So Ty has fully healed Spider-Woman. That's going to allow Ty to take a card from his dead pile, from his draw pile, and to make an attack with it.
Oof, that hurts. He needed that inherent. He needed that to not be a kill shot. Oh,
He's got a lot of cards in hand, so I can't imagine that's actually going to kill her. I gotta say, I think I disagree with this too. Has Tyler used his negate off his battle site yet?
There it is.
That
Wow.
Beyonder could have got the Helicarrier's Hydra card, took the negate off Onslaught Citadel, and then used the negate as an attack to open up Donald Pierce.
I thought that was a 1 per deck for Hydra, is it not?
no,
That's the 1 per deck.
He's referring to look at the battle site and copy it.
Oh.
And sometimes players don't realize that. I mean, I don't remember if
He might not have played it, expecting to see a lot of any heroes.
Did even if the negate out of the site was played, you can still target that card?
Yeah, so as long as the Hydra card reads, look through opponent's battle site, you choose a card that is an attack and you throw it. It can't get a 1 per deck. It says it has to be a non-1 per deck. But as long as you're negating a card offensively on his side of the board, that qualifies as an attack.
Right, but Ty used the Beast Negate earlier in the match. Could he still grab it.
Oh, no. So he did use the negate. I couldn't remember if he used it. So if he'd already used the negate, then there was nothing Derek could do.
Yeah, that was a great match. I thought Derek had it. Like, he was so far ahead, and then as
I mean, it
all
was.
these...
So go ahead. I'm
I
going
was
to
just
steal
gonna
your
say,
thunder.
no, I'm just saying, like all these matches that we've seen, so often it's just a big turn of events. It's like one player's way ahead, and next thing you know, they're losing. So it's a great game.
I think
Huge
it goes
swings.
to show you it play at this level. People have been playing this game for